Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do a video talking about 4 cool flipper knives. Got my LaCroix orange. So, just like my front flipper one, these are 4 knives, not my favorite 4, not the only 4, just 4 cool knives that have a flipper tab, and I wanted to share. So, let's get into it. The first one here is going to be the Kunwoo Knives Tau Compact. So this is actually a prototype they sent me. And man, I got to say, this thing is absolutely fantastic. The Tau was one of my favorite knives of whatever year that was, 2021, 2020. And Kunwoo has absolutely taken off in the last year. They now have like 6 or 7 models, maybe more. And they keep coming out with more. They're doing Kickstarters. They're doing just drops on their website. All kinds of stuff. Cool colorways. They're starting to do full lefties. They came out with a clip that'll work on all of these. Or they're coming out with it. If you're interested, I do have an affiliate link to Kunwoo Knives. If you guys don't know, I handle some of their warranty work here. Whether it be just kind of like, you know, fixing up minor stuff, like anything major, you know, I'm not going to be able to grind shit and do all that. But if it's tweaking or reassembling or swapping springs or just tuning something real quick, you know, or just taking returns, I handle that kind of stuff for them. But I also have an affiliate link, and I just think they're a cool company. I've been promoting Kunwoo Knives since the beginning, so you can go back and watch basically going back to the beginning of the channel where I loved the Tau. I had the early, what was the one, the Ronin, I think it was, and the Orion I've checked out, all of them basically. But anyway, this is the Tau Compact, and this is the perfect size for the Tau in my opinion. You know, you have like a 3.3 inch blade on this guy, or 3 1/4 versus, you know, I think the full size was 3 1/2 and the mini was like 2 1/2. And this just fits my hand perfectly. I choke up onto that flat, boom. Just really comfortable. You have that satin grind. There's no play in any direction. This thing has like Shiro-like action. It is on multi-rows, so that's part of that. But it's just, man, really good. It does have a front flipper as well. And the detent is dialed very interestingly. Like, it's not the strongest detent. It has a good pop to it, but the front flipper, perfect. And then you would think because of that, the back flipper would suffer, but it pops really well. Like, yeah, I can kind of fail it. No, I can't. I mean, unless I pinch it, which I'm just asking to fail it, you know what I mean? But if I pull it, it fires. And if I do it like a normal person, it really rips, and it feels great. And it's just a unique flipper tab. Like, it's kind of back here hanging off, but it's on an angle. It has that jimping, and it just catches your finger, like, really well. And these knives are exceptionally smooth. It's just something about Kunwoo and just this smoothness in their bearing system and everything. It's just really well done. I mean, you could flip it every which way from Sunday. I absolutely love it. Dead nut center, titanium and L-Max on this one. Razor sharp. They really focus on heat treat and sharpness. And they're really affordable knives. I mean, this thing's probably 180 bucks, $200, something like that for these materials. Absolutely wonderful, especially with the build quality here. And you even get a little Timascus pivot collar. So I really enjoy Kunwoo knives. The next one is going to be the Vero Engineering Synapse. Now, I actually have 2 of these. I've shown them a bunch of times. These are lefties. These are available right now on Vero's website. And I can't recommend these enough to lefties. If you're left-handed and you want to try a dedicated left-handed knife, I've said this a million times, but these are actually good. Like, there's a lot of knives or companies that make a left-handed knife, and as lefties, we kind of buy them just because they're lefty. But in this case, it's actually one of my favorite designs from one of my favorite companies, and it does not disappoint. And then the fact that it's lefty, it's just so cool. It's kind of like, you know, the CKF Evo 4.0. They're doing that in a lefty. I ordered one of those. That's a design I truly love. And so it's just really cool to have something like that come out in a lefty, which is why I have two, you know. And I had Timascus bits on both of them. This one has the clip and the back spacer. This one's a black wash with a marbled carbon fiber and then black wash handle. And then this one is a bead black or stone wash with marbled carbon fiber and a belt satin. Absolutely wonderful knives. But the flipper tabs on these, again, are very unique. It's kind of similar to the Vero in the sense that it has this sort of notched back spacer. And I feel like Vero kind of invented it, but I think some people would say it's been out there, but he made it popular for sure. And it has great jimping all around, and it just grips you. And because of the flipper design, you don't need a strong detent for these knives. Now, this one has a nice, snappy detent regardless, but you don't necessarily need it because you have to pull straight down, and you get so much leverage on that. But he also added this V slot so you can get in there and finger flick it, which is amazing. This one has a little bit less snappy detent, but again, because of that flipper design, it just fires out no matter what. It's a very comfortable and fun knife to fidget with and enjoy. And I just really love what Vero's doing. And I really appreciate him for making lefty knives, you know. So I can't wait to see what lefties come in the future. And yeah, so check it out on their website if you're left-handed and you are interested. The next one is one I recently reviewed. This is the Giant Mouse Ace Corta. So in an effort to have a couple of different things in this video, this knife is not my usual style, you know. It's a micarta, liner lock, and flipper only design, right? You're not going to find a lot of flipper onlys in my collection. But I actually really like this knife. Giant Mouse did a great job designing this, and Riot crushed execution on it. And what I like about it is the flipper tab. It's just unique and different. I know it looks like a lot of flipper tabs, but it has this sort of triangle pyramid design, and the jimping is just so well done, yet it looks like it has a pokey point right there, but it's not pokey at all. That's what's so cool about it to me. And it has great action, obviously, being OEM by Riot. Swings down. Great ergonomics as well. Feels good in the hand. You can kind of choke up on this as a flipper choice. Need to be careful. You have a steel liner lock. Just really well done. And just a really good user Giant Mouse, you know. It's not like anything special, but it's really cool, and it's like $200, $185, something like that. So this one you can get at giantmouse.com. I do have a link for that as well. I'll link it down below. You can use my code LeftyEDC. Will save you, I think, $5 off your order at Giant Mouse. And if I can find it anywhere else, I'll link it there as well. But yeah, just a really cool one. And I'm actually going to be giving away one of these once I hit 15K. So stay tuned for that. The last one is a bit unique, something not everybody's going to have or have seen. I have reviewed it already, but this is my Shank Knives Ally. So I have this really cool slip from Troy over at Northwoodsleatherworksco, and it has this ghost leather that I absolutely love. And this knife is just beautiful. Look at that milling pattern on there. You have tie connector hardware. Really cool, just sort of like, it almost looks like a pry bar coming down here at the end. There's no clip, so it's just unique in that sense. I think they're working on adding one, but I honestly like it without. It's very gentlemanly. And what I love about this knife is the unique flipper tab. It's got no jimping, and it just seems like it would be really bad, but it works so freaking well once you get used to it. It's a very interesting sort of push switch situation. More of a push button, I guess. Now, the detent has to be right for this, and they crushed that on this example. And it has this sod buster look to it. It's a straight back design. One of the downsides to this knife is it's an AEBL steel, and I paid, I think, $400 for it. So, you know, the price point is a bit rough for the steel choice. Now, it is made in the USA. They are, you know, doing these in small batch runs, so I get it. And you have really nicely milled titanium. It's milled to the gills in there. And then it's literally just a liner with the lock bar on it mounted right there. I did a disassembly of this. Check it out if you're interested. It's very cool how they constructed this. And the action on it is bananas. I mean, you can see it almost dropping shut. I do have skiffs in here. It comes with tie connectors. There is no play, no rock, and it swings. Very, very cool. Dead nut centered, and it's just a pleasure to flip, and that's what I love about it. That flipper tab is just fun, and it's a nice little gentlemanly knife to have and use. You know, the AEBL has been fine for me. I mean, the amount that I use my knives and what I use them for, cutting open boxes and cardboard and stuff, you know, I'm not going to wear it out too easy, but I do wish it was something better. If it was just like XHP or, you know, 20 CV would be cool. You know, basically anything at 154 would have been cool. Like, I don't know, AEBL to me just seems not that high of a steel, quality wise, but it's not bad either. So just a thing, but I love this knife to death. Very glad that I own it. And the reason I own it is because we are having Shank Knives work on one of our knives designs to make it here in the US. And I wanted to check out their quality. So I picked this up, and damn, their quality is good, guys. And we are going to be making this design with them. So they're working on a prototype right now of a frame lock, sort of bolster lock version of this that has an 80s fat carbon inlay, and that's gonna, or camo carbon, and that's gonna be sort of a custom 20-piece run thing. So we'll have to see how demand is. If people are interested, then we might do lotteries for the 20, or first come, first serve. We'll kind of figure out what we're gonna do. But I'm really excited to try the prototypes. Hopefully we'll have them by Blade Show, but no promises. But yeah, that's the Shank Knives Ally. I really like that knife. We have the Giant Mouse Ace Corta. We have the two Vero Engineering Synapse Lefties. And we have the Kunwoo Knives Tau Compact. A bunch of these are available right now, so, you know, I usually show a lot of stuff that's hard to get, but in this case, you can get the Veros on Vero's website. You can get the Kunwoo, I think, at Kunwoo's website. You can get the Giant Mouse at Giant Mouse's website. And you can hit up Shank to see what they have available for allies. I will link everything I can below. Let me know what you guys think about these videos. I absolutely love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will catch you later.